Hello everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond as always. Thank you so much for the support of the past couple videos and the channel as a whole. I truly cannot believe all the growth we've had recently. Thank you so much. Today we have a wonderful matchup for you. We have Liquid DeMu in the pink playing as the Rus, and across the way on the map Pit we have, don't know how to say that, as the Mongols in the purple. Now I did hear in one of the chats, in one of the Twitch chats, it could be Yumi Metal. I'm not entirely sure, but for now we're just going to call them the Mongol player. They are very, very high up there, so they are someone, I just don't know exactly who. I believe they're top 50 right now. And across the way, of course, DeMu is also sitting at very high end of the leaderboard, so this should be a great matchup. I will leave DeMu's YouTube in the link below. I believe he just hit 10,000 subscribers, so big congratulations to him. Also has a wonderful Twitch stream as well that you can go check out. Now, in this matchup, the Rus, of course, they are the titans of the game at the current moment. I think undisputedly one of the best civilizations in the entire game. The Rus are sitting at an unsurprising 56% win rate in Conqueror and above, around 492 games. And then across every single division, the Rus are still sitting at a 54% win rate across about 6.2 thousand games. Now, of course, the Mongols are a pretty good civilization these days, so the fact that the Rus has that good of a win rate just does tell you something. I will say on this map, it is a little bit advantageous for the Mongol player to start the trade. It's pretty easy to defend since the map is so cut up into slices like so. Of course, the Mongols cannot wall off. That is one of the downsides, but they're pretty mobile, especially with those Keshiks early on. So they might be able to take some map control and get those traders cooking. And now, of course, with the Silver Tree, you do get that nice bonus. So those traders don't have to go too far and that many trips before they are worth it. So we've been seeing it more and more. That being said, Liquid DeMu could also go for those early Feudal Age Knights that the Rus have, and they could make those traders' lives a living hell, so you just never know. If you have made it this far, please do consider subscribing and leaving a like. I am so close to 1,000 subscribers, which would mean YouTube partnership, which would be so amazing. Now, on top of that, I have also introduced 2 new things into the ethos, and of course, like the video, but 2 new things into the ethos. One, I've started a Discord server for this community and my Twitch one. So if you're on Discord and you want to stop by and say hi, definitely go and join the link below. Just a pretty generic Discord. You can get in contact with me. You can ask questions to the community, stuff like that. And we're going to be pretty active in there as mostly we can. We have one person that joined early on from the community post I made, so big shout out to them. I really appreciate it. I believe it's Artie. So he's the first. They are the first one in there, so you can always be the second. The second thing I want to go over before we get into anything too crazy, which we do see the Silver Tree, so I can see into the future a little bit, or it's just the Mongols in this map. Either way. I've also introduced a YouTube membership program. You can click the little join button. I'll pop it up on the screen where to join. It gives you all those perks that come with it. I believe it is a special section of the Discord. You get uploads of stream gameplay. You also get to vote on the kind of like future content channel. There's absolutely no need to join this. The Discord is... Discord's more than enough. I wanted to give plenty of options. It was more just I've been asked about it a few different times and a few other things, so I just wanted to start one up. Feel free to do with that information what you like, but I truly appreciate all the support that everyone's given me on these past couple of videos, and honestly, as a channel as a whole, it's absolutely incredible. I know I already said that in my intro. Sorry, honestly, in that casting kind of section, you know what I mean? Like once you start saying one thing, it kind of just rolls off, especially if it's part of my intro. It's just an auto say at that point. But so we'll leave the self-promoting at that, at least for now, until I talk about my stream later on when I get bored. It is what it is. You know what? You've been here before. You've seen this. So we have the Kremlin. We have to assume that the Kremlin's gonna be taking a hit. We have some scouts actually trying to take down this old girl over here. So DeMu getting a little bit cheeky. I mean, if you're gonna make 3 scouts, you might as well use them a little bit. But he's gonna be run off by one mean villager and I don't know what do he have out? Do you have a club at that point? Yeah, probably the club to beat the poor sheep over there. So it did steal one, so DeMu decides to dip out of there quite quickly. But the Kremlin is up. That is going to be a stock standard play for most Rus players. They're going to go into that classic 2TC. And obviously I cheated, but I figured they were going to go. But a 2 TC Rus into that late feudal age, early castle age aggression. Now we do see Keshiks coming out on the map for the Mongol player, as we might imagine with that trade. So you need the trade, and DeMu is aware of the trade happening. As you can see, a great scout by them. Now the Keshiks provide map control. Map control means trade can happen, and so on and so forth. That being said, those feudal age knights, when they do finally pop out for DeMu, they can do a lot of damage to the Mongol trade line, and also really do some damage to those Keshiks, which get absolutely rick-rolled at that point by a real knight. Unfortunately, Keshiks don't stand up to the muster of the actual feudal age knights between the Rus and the French. They don't really hold a candle to it, which is unfortunate, but maybe. I mean, the healing is kind of cool, but it doesn't play a major factor in Knight v Knight combat. But they do have the con, which makes them a little bit faster, which is always a little bit fun. That being said, DeMu has already secured the second TC, and it's in range of his other TC, so he's going to be safe and sound. Decided not to kind of go out to the steer over here, because he did see that the Keshiks were on the way, and that could cause a lot of issues for them if that second TC is kind of delayed in any way. We have seen this countless times across the channel. What wins, 2 TCs or Mongol trade? It's always going to be interesting kind of seeing what happens. If you can get pressure on that trade line, it's going to be obviously in your favor. And if you can't, it's going to be a really, really rough one. That being said, the Rusu get lots of passive gold from all that bounty. So it could be, it could be worse. And we also can see Hunting Cabin's getting that passive gold as well. So it's never too late to start. And also you can also get you could also go trade on this map with Rus as well. So if they start to trade, you can always trade too. There's no one says that you can't trade with non-quote-unquote trading civilizations, especially because especially in the lower ranks, it does not matter. The min-maxing does not need to always happen. You don't have to worry about it every single time. There's no need at all. So if you want to start trading, by all means, you can always start to trade. Now, will it be as efficient? Absolutely not. Will it work as well? Nope, it will not. But if you have the second TC, maybe it can be something to shout for. So you never know. But don't just always assume that there's only a certain few civs that can trade. There's always an option for you to as well, especially if they're not going to be showing much aggression. That being said, DeMu is making this correct play and going for the second TC because, one, you're not going to out-trade the Mongols, and two, they have a lot of very fast and aggressive units out in the map, as in 5 Keshiks, so that trade line would be absolutely decimated if he tried anything with that high trade house. So we went with the Kremlin, which protects about everything. It's essentially a mini shotgun up top, mini Gatling gun up top, absolutely rips through anything, even armored alike. And now DeMu is sitting on 2 TCs. He's going to start to expand his lead in the villagers. But that being said, there's now a hot off the presses line of traders going across the map back and forth. DeMu is very much aware of these with these 2 traders running down this trade line. That being said, that one Keshik did absolutely wreck that poor scout, rip in pieces. But we do see the Keshiks are now moving out to try to find some damage, something to do, just something, I will say that's a huge thing I've learned early on. If you're going to invest in 5 Keshiks early on, you have to do something with them, right? So I really struggled with this as my climb to kind of platinum and mid-platinum. I would get stuck in gold, especially when I was new, back when I took a break after playing the game, like for a week or two. What really I really struggled with was not using units that I paid for, right? So if you have 5 units and your opponent invested in economy, if you don't do anything with those 5 units, or you don't do anything with that map control that you've gained, which at this point the Mongol player is because they're trading, but if you don't do anything actually with that map control or with what you're gaining, or start to harass their eco or anything like that, think of it as like essentially just dead units, right? Because those units are doing absolutely nothing, and there is the high trade house. So we might get a little something extra. Now, I want you to leave in the comments right now. Guess before it actually comes out. I'll know if you cheat, because if you get right on the money, I'll know if you cheated. But go guess right now. Take a second. Guess how much is going to be. I'm guessing this is a 180. I'm guessing 180 gold per minute. We will have to wait and see. But these are just, they're dead units at this point, you know what I mean? But they are okay in this situation because they are trading. But if they weren't, like I played as the English a lot, I have a ton of dead units, ton of dead longbowmen that aren't doing anything. So always make sure you do something with your army if you're going to make it. Think about it like expendable resources, like you would in any aspect of life. If you create something and you don't use it, or if you buy something and you don't use it, it's just a waste of money. So the same is here. Oh, why did I think? Oh, there we go. Only 100. That is not as good of a high trade house as I thought it might be. Interesting. Wow. Maybe it wasn't far enough back. I don't know. What? Maybe I'll come back and it will go up. But that is kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. So that being said, we do have 7 Keshiks now on the map, but they're still not really doing too much. DeMu is now Castle Age, sitting on 2 TCs. No, he's not trading, and yes, the Mongol player is trading. But you gotta do something, right? Like, at least attack these guys. But, I mean, I will say the Rus base is like a little fortress. Absolutely nothing. We can see the monastery already coming out. So these warrior monks will be popping out. And they will be selecting this relic over here, this one over here. And it probably can secure this one after he deals with those Keshiks. Now, that being said, the Keshiks are also guarding the relics over here. So it looks like the Mongol player will be safe and sound from dealing with at least so much passive gold coming in for DeMu on the back end side. But these traders over here are absolutely cooking. We have 77, 7, and 71 per trade. And then we can see that there is 11 on the old Silk Road, which is absolutely nuts. And we're going to be seeing a close to that 15 to get that tier 3 Silk Road 10%, 10%, and 10%. So definitely going to be sitting in a very good spot over there if that trade is left undone. That being said, the worst patrol ever. There we go. As I say that, they kick into action. So the warrior monk is going to be sent packing. But we just see spearmen coming out on the map for DeMu. So DeMu is going to look at see the composition. They see Keshiks a lot, and they know that if they can do some damage with these spearmen, which it looks like they did, they take down 1 Keshik over yonder. And honestly, any damage is going to be good damage at this point. And DeMu is sitting flush back here, doing A-okay, and the Keshiks are going to be getting absolutely wrecked. They did get their upgrade. The Curl Tie has made its appearance. This thing is an absolute tank. It's a juicer if you can get it into this position over here and start attacking or somewhere close, because all that healing really does make a difference. And if you don't let them set it up or you fight outside of it, it is super important. These archers will be able to push these Castle Age spearmen all the way back home. And they're going to be moving out and across the map a absolute line of villagers. That being said, there is a group of Keshiks here that are going to make these villagers' lives a living hell. Literally going to be sending them packing. And they're going to be chasing down this entire group. It looked like DeMu was trying to put up a cheeky little fence over here. Look at this one. This is one guy. When you're the only one on the group project over here, this lady is absolutely hustling. And they're going to be going back, but that wall might be coming up sooner than they might like. That being said, with this many spearmen out on the map, up to 15 at this point, DeMu is going to be in a situation where he can take on pretty much all these armies. His Khan's going to be going down. Just kidding. It does end up surviving, but this spearman army should be able to allow this one villager to actually make this entire wall, which that would give DeMu the access to this boar over here, these deer over here, and also very, very safe stone on both positions. Another important wall will definitely be over here to secure this gold vein over yonder. And if someone can start to take control of the middle of the map. We have a lot of spearmen, or maybe not a lot, maybe like 5 or 6 going in, but they are trading very well on these Keshiks, doing a whole bunch of damage. You're going to trade 6 spearmen for 2 Keshiks all day long. As you can see when they're in that curl tide, or they heal so much. We do actually have a few spearmen, few spear lads in the trade line, which is super frustrating to deal with. This one absolute MVP of a villager does not actually finish the job. That one dreaded hole that allowed this entire army through almost made the entire wall, so very unfortunate that they couldn't finish that project on that side. But we have more spearmen over here. It does look like they're going to be... How many we got? So did anything go down? 15 it is. The Silk Road is complete. And we have a very sizable archer force over here. Let me just check really quick. 213. Okay, so it did adjust. So there you go. I wasn't as far off. I was going to say, I feel like that was way closer. My guess was going to be way closer. But there we go. So 213 is the final remark. Let me know in the comments if you got it right, or if not, rip. But we do have the Kremlin Gremlins are coming out. This is the power right now of the Rus. If they ever get kind of scared, a little bit nervous with what's coming at them, then they can all of a sudden, they can see, they can just spawn a little front line. And we also see the horse archers. I haven't seen these in a minute. So this is actually quite crazy that these are coming out. And there's a whole bunch of them. We have 8 on the map, so DeMu is actually committing into these horse archers. They can do a lot of damage, especially if they get into this critical mass, which it looks like they might be getting into quite soon. There's already 9 on the map, and there's 3 more to come. So DeMu says, I'll raise you the need for those early knights, and I'm just going to hit you. I'm going to hit you with the... I'm going to absolutely hit you with the just absolute... not even counter, but like you've never seen this before, so let me just hit you with a few little horse archers there. I am so sorry, I just could not finish that sentence for the life of me. I said hit you like 4 times. That being said, these horse archers in the trade line are going to be an absolute menace, and DeMu is racking up kills right now. That is 3 traders quickly done and dusted. They're going to run over here and find 2 more, which they will be able to quickly dispatch of, because while these Ketchiks, they're not actually able to catch them if they kite properly. And there goes another one. Oh, a little misclick there. There we go. 4 go down, and they're still alive, and they can actually get out of here right now, which is absolutely insane. And you can see that the horse archers are now making their way out. We are seeing DeMu go all in on these. So I have not seen mass horse archer at this level in a long time. But we also see a front line of men-at-arms being sprinkled in. And honestly, these horse archers in this trade line, if they can get a mass group going over here, it's going to be really tough for them to defend. It looks like this curl tie is able to be hit from over the fence. It looks like they're going through, which is, I would objectively say cheating, unless there's a perfect little hole right there that they're shooting through, then fair play to them. You know what I mean? It is what it is. If they're that good at shots, they're that good at shots. We even have a crossbowman sprinkled in. So DeMu really just going for the entire cheese board of an army composition. We have everything that you could possibly like. I will say, I think he's also scooped up 3 relics there. There he goes. So there's 2 more over here and here. The Mongol player has not decided to pick those up just yet. Probably doesn't think he really needs them at this point, because he's got trade 4 days. How many traders does he got? 16. So the Silk Road is back online. DeMu is now moving in, but this curl tie is going to provide a lot of nice cover fire for them, and also all that sweet healing. DeMu is trying to get his way out of the situation and trying not to fight directly into all this healing. But at this point, with this many horse archers, they actually can really do a lot of damage to all this, and they can kite for absolute days. The Khan has been killed, which means that speed boost is now gone. So now the horse archers are just kind of sitting here and chilling, and they're just opening fire. These archers cannot deal as well with these men-at-arms mixed in, and that's just leaving these horse archers to absolutely cook on the back-end side. There are 26 archers at this point, but there's 18 horse archers. We do have a Ketchik raid going crazy in DeMu's wood line, but good news, there's a Kremlin, there's a Gremlins, and they are safe. That is the power of Rus. There was no units back there, and now all of a sudden, there was like 7. And that's just how that goes. And now DeMu is into the trade line, and he is absolutely decimating what he's finding over here. That means trade is now offline for the time being. Nothing can happen at this point in time. So it's just absolutely, this is an absolute work of art here from DeMu, and I did not expect this. I'm so excited. And we've also found the title of the video in some capacity, because I don't see horse archers enough, because they're so much fun. They are fun to watch, and it looks like DeMu is kind of bowing out on making any more. So it looks like they were just being used there to cut down that Silk Road, and that's about it. I will say they're going to run into quite a force over here, which might be the end of this wonderful unit. But it is a good way to put a stop to some trade. Just kidding. It looks like 10 of these lads are going to escape with their lives. 9 only, actually. So 9 are left. But DeMu has used this power to move in with a very sizable force in the middle of the map. And it looks like this is now a very, very tanky force as well. We have 21 spearmen involved, plus that front line of 10 men-at-arms. And over here, we only have 8 crossbowmen, which is not going to be enough to deal with this. That mangonel will play a major role. If we can get some good mango shots onto this army, that would be very, very good. It looks like we're going to get a nice little side swipe here. Oh, excellently led, and look at all that damage. So nice job there from the mangonel. Needs to get in on the back end line, which is another nice shot over there, but a nice spread for DeMu at this point. These archers are going to be able to start to cook in the back end side if they're able to actually get through this front line, and it looks like they might actually finally be able to get through. And now it's crossbowmen on archers, and this mangonel is still safe and sound on the back end side. There's the con providing that speed boost, or providing, what are they providing? Defense arrow or attack speed, either one. Maybe attack speed at this point, and this is a wonderful fight here from the Mongol player. That mangonel played a pivotal role, got so much value. I wish for it'd be so cool if you could see how much damage how a mangonel did per fight. That would be so cool. Or just like kind of adding up over time. It'd be really nice to see just how much chip damage they actually do, because when they do hit an army, even though it might not kill them off, if it gets them so low, that's one of those things where those archers can finally start to play a role. DeMu does say that there's a relic over here still up and open, but is trying to get some of these guys into this trade line because he knows that this is fully developed. There's 24 traders out in the map, and as you can see, even with 2 TCs, the Mongol player is still sitting at a civilian villager lead at this point. And here we go. They're going to get into the trade line, but I will say it's not nearly as effective as those horse archers because they are so much slower. So it looks like there's going to be one going down. There we go. And this one's not going to be going down, though, because there's too many archers right here. So quickly, but that being said, DeMu is using this time to move forward in the other capacity. But this Mongol player is doing super well. So well at this point, and it's absolutely... I'm actually very impressed from both players. They're both kind of playing in trying to feel each other out. They're trying to understand how they can kind of break through. DeMu is also now going for a mangonel, and both players are really playing this very incredibly well and kind of nuanced. I haven't seen some of these strategies coming out all that often. We see pretty much a cheese board army on both sides, and now we see more horse archers coming back into the fray. DeMu going back to what was working before, and that's going to be a huge hit. Just kidding, it was only on the con, just because I guess that guy, personally speaking, wanted that to be done and dusted. That's a nice mango shot, but also falling back. And what did that man do to these mangonels? 2 mangonels team up on 1 archer, which is incredibly unfortunate. Absolutely dismantling that front line, though. But it does look like DeMu is sitting in a very good position with these 2 mangonels, and his army is a little bit heftier with these crossbowmen, and we still have some spearmen getting in onto these mangonels, which are going to be over. DeMu dodges 1 more, and now sitting in the driver's seat with 2 mangonels and this entire army on the back end side. The Kremlins have been called, and unfortunately, the Kurultai, while it was in range, it was not enough to provide enough support. There's still 21 archers, so maybe they all weren't there, or they are all a little bit back here, kind of helping out the trade line. I don't know exactly the nuances of it, but the Kurultai is now in full retreat. Now, this is when you want to attack as DeMu, because this Kurultai is not going to be able to go up in the midst of battle unless you find a perfect little nook that it can make its way. And DeMu actually gets a surround on the Kurultai. So now the Mongol player will have to engage, or we'll be losing out an entire landmark, which is pivotal to the success of this Keshiks. And it looks like the Keshiks are being found out. They're being absolutely ripped apart by these crossbowmen. And the horse archers are providing a front line for these mangonels. You love to see that, and there it is. The Kurultai actually goes down, which is absolutely huge. We see 2 springholds coming out on the side for the Mongol player, but they're not going to be able to get in range at this point. These trees are absolutely throwing me off, and there's a springhold, and there's more and more front line going in, and the mangonels are pushing forward. They will be probably taken out quite quickly, but DeMu's forces are pretty strong. That being said, the 26 archers have found their way into the battle, and they're starting to do a lot of damage. This springhold outpost is doing so much damage as well. That's a huge mango shot, though. The Mongol player did not spread out just in time, and now there's so many half-health archers going down, and that is the only issue with how squishy this army composition is. Those mangonels are having a force to deal with, and there's still 1 on the backhand side, and this 1 springhold was doing its best to protect the mangonel. Now both players have decided to move back, gentleman's agreement, go back, restock, restock the army. We have a lot of gold. The only issue with trading, as we get later into the game, it does make your economy not so kind of evened out. So I would say, let's see if we see a little readjusting of the resources for the Mongol player to maybe get a little bit more of X, Y, and Z. We do have both players almost getting close to that 200 number. We have Rams coming in, and the Rus do the Rams the best. Obviously, these aren't the Imperial Age Rams that absolutely cook across the map, but look at how many units we have on each player. We have a sprinkle of everything. Those 2 horse archers, absolutely beautiful, and they did put a slowdown on the trades. They did their job early on. And they also destroyed a lot of those early units because they were able just to run away and kite very, very well. Now, this siege workshop out front will probably be going down next. The only issue, obviously, the Mongols player can just pick up shop and move out of dodge, but we'll have to wait and see if that plays a role. And it looks like now is the go button. We have horsemen going in on the backhand side, trying to take out these springholds, but that mangonel is still up and at them in the backhand side. The springholds are going down, but the mango's going to be getting a nice shot in, and there they go. This one springhold, though, is doing absolute work. It was able to eliminate 3 springholds, plus this mangonel is going to be going down as well. So this thing has an absolute body count. American sniper in the backhand side over there. And now we see that the DeMu is starting to move back a little bit, and now the Rams are falling back. Now the Rams are quite an investment, but this is a pretty wood-heavy map, so not too much to be concerned about there in the slightest. But as you can see, both players are rocking over 100 villagers at the current moment, plus those traders as well on the Mongol side of things. Now, it does look like we're balancing out quite well, but no one is going for that Imperial Age just yet. We're going to be battling out in Castle Age. Another Spring Hall is coming up, and there's going to be 3 total on the map. There's a Mango in the backhand side as well. See if they can get some good value. It does get some good shots off there, but these man-arms are going to be able to absolutely tank a lot of these archers' damage going forward. And there's an entire crossbowman line absolutely ripping into this Mongol army. That mangonel shot was absolutely huge, and another one comes down. These springholds are not getting nearly enough value, and it looks like they were able to be taken down on the backhand side. And now the catchers are trying to get in onto these mangonels, but these crossbowmen are providing a nice front line and not allowing them to get a charge off in there. Another shot is going down, and now the Rams are also getting involved, killing off these pastures. DeMu is looking like he's sitting in the driver's seat at the current moment. 33 crossbowmen. It looks like these are being sacrificed, trying to get that building up and running yet again. We have siege workshops in the backhand side. Production is being built, but at this point, when production is being built and this many units are in your base, it's going to be a really rough time. This is a huge down over here. This curl tie is so needed, so excellent snipe. That would definitely change the tide of the entire game. We have 3 springholds moving forward, and they're just completely eliminating any sort of siege that gets into the battlefield over here. And now these crossbowmen are just able to completely just continue on cooking in the backhand side. Every time something steps up, they get absolutely eliminated. There are 3 springholds over here, but they were quickly eliminated. And now the springholds are even taking pot shots at incoming cavalry at this point. Excellent shots, though, from those springhold operators, even though there are none. And more diving onto this back line. But these crossbowmen are actually able to dispatch that quite quickly. And the constant stream of units, as you can see, the pink blobs are moving out, and now there's Rams onto this production building as well, and more coming from this side. So it's just going to be a constant stream. And now the crossbowmen are in onto the sacred food site, this sacred food pit over here. And that is going to be a GG. Well played from DeMu. I love the strategies from both players. Cheese boards of armies, just a little selection of everything. And we love to see the horse archers inclusion. GG's. If you guys did enjoy this cast, please do like and subscribe. I'm so close to 1,000. Thanks to you guys. I truly appreciate it. And remember to go check out the Discord. And if you'd like, the YouTube membership as well. Thank you so much and have a great day.